Hello, everyone. We are live on YouTube and LinkedIn, bringing you yet another exciting episode of the Top Innovator Series. This is where we dive into proven leadership ideas, game-changing strategies, and of course, the brilliant minds behind them. My name is Joseph Martins, and I'm thrilled to introduce today's guest to you. With us today is Juan Aponte. Juan is the founder and CTO at Ontech Group, a leader in electromagnetic field technology. Before that, he held other tech executive roles for companies around the globe, really around the globe. He's been working for companies in Singapore, Spain, and Sweden. I noticed all the countries start with the letter S, but that's beside the point. Juan, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here in this conversation with us today.
Thank you for your offer, Joseph, and it's a pleasure for me to be here too.
Awesome. Juan, the topic is leadership and your leadership journey. When you look at the really successful journey that you had, what do you think are some of the reasons for that success? What are the ingredients for your success?
It's a very good question because I think it's depending on the people that you can ask this question, they can give you different ingredients of that. Um, but I can give you my feedback and my feeling about that and how I saw others colleague that had built more or less the same kind of journey, and uh, I think the first thing that you need to have is that you need to want to do it.
Okay.
You know, this is the first thing because you need to dedicate your life in that sense, and it's the truth. If you want to build something huge, you need to know that some part of your life need to be out, some part of your private life need to be out. um, you need to, in my case, my wife, my friends know they know perfectly that you know my priority was build that. And the reason was not because I want to be rich or I want to be a big guy or something like that. The reason was because this was like the big challenge in my life. It's like I, s- I am coming for a normal family in a small town in Spain. Uh, all people in my family are workers, and I had zero network when I start. And but the only thing that I took better than others was my purpose. Was like I want to do it. I want to build something huge, independently how much cost can be that. And my wife was a very important part of this because she needs to you know to eat a lot alone, lunches, dinners.
Right.
I have been with her a lot of time. I say sorry, but I need to go out because I need to take calls, I have meetings. And was hard. And but this is the first point. The first point is that you need to you need to believe that you can do it, and you need to want to do it.
Yeah. This is interesting. Juan, let me follow up and dig a bit deeper there because I don't think
Yeah.
anyone really quite said it like that. You need that determination, that drive. How did you get there? Was that a decision? Did that grow with you? How did you reach the point that you said, I really want this?
Yeah, because you know when you when you start your life, in one family that is a medium class family, that you see how complicated is and was uh, build small things, like buy a car, buy a house, go to vacations. Everything is so complicated. They need to work so hard. It's like probably I was a special guy when I was young. In
Mm-hmm.
terms of, I always say to my family and my parents, when I in the future I will have a big house. I will have things that I am not seeing now. And they say, yeah, yeah, guy, you can continue with your small studies. But I always wanted to have other kind of life. However, now I have a simple life because I don't need more than I have in terms of, I have a normal car. I
Mm-hmm.
have my parents have better things that I have, and I can support them. It's like
Yep.
when I am there, I say, I don't care about money. I care about, you know, um, um, it's like the process is the key. It's not like when you are on the top of the mountain, you say, okay, the money is not relevant.
Yep.
Of course, everybody needs money, but the money is not relevant. The key point is that something that was impossible for someone like me, like, you
Yep.
know, uh, uh, show not to everybody, show to myself that I could do it.
Yep.
This
And
is the real challenge for me.
it's a different priority, right? When you talk about what your parents put the focus on and where you put it on, different priorities, and yep, and it
Yeah, I
creates
don't have
freedom.
children.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have children. Uh, I am 42, and my life is my wife and my
Mm-hmm.
career,
And the company.
and
Mm-hmm.
this is my focus.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah,
Let me take another look at your journey from a different perspective. I'm sure you had
yeah,
some advisors, you had trusted friends, you had people who were walking aside you somehow. What kind of advice did you get from them? What advice did you get that was really important to you, that stuck with you, that was meaningful for you?
yeah. I think when this is the first reason that I say you that depending on the person that you are speaking about, they can bring you different skills that you need or different objectives that you could need. The Only to finalize the first question quickly. The first one is want to do it. The second one will be, in my opinion, work for your dream, no work for your money.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is another point that, in my view, is the key because when you are running a company, normally you have up and down a lot,
Yep.
and if you are working for your dreams, you always can support bad moments. But if you are working for your money, always you will have other opportunities
Yep.
to jump to another company. And these are, in my view, the key points. Not your studies or your family or whatever it will be. These two things, I can put them in the top priority for in my personal experience. And the other point that you say, I can classify different kind of advisors during my life. The first ones have been my friends, my young friends. That's they are medium class guy. They are, and they bring me more energy, friendship. I never speak with them about my business. I never speak with them about my money or the thing that I have or whatever it will be. I always speak with them about, you know, simple things, but they bring me, the relax and put my foot on the ground. It's like they they give me a feedback of the real world.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my advisors.
Yeah.
You know, they are not rich. They are not people but they are advisors in another sense.
Mm-hmm.
Other advisors that they have are all people that bring me expertise, bring me experience,
Okay.
and they are no top business guys, but they have a lot of experience in a small business. And this is another point that, in my view, is important to have like two ways to see the same thing. When you are running business, you can see the high businessman, the top businessman, and you can see small business guys that have problems with have another kind of problems, but you can combine both know-how to build your
Okay.
own picture. And the last one are top business guys,
Hmm.
top talent. That's, I have friends around the world with top guys that they bring me other view of the things. How will be the future? How the business is running?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, are more um, things around the future and how you need to prepare your life or your business to be ready to the future.
For whatever
And
comes. Mm-hmm.
these are the three keys
Yeah.
that I am using for myself.
Yeah. That's a very balanced approach, very well thought out approach of who do I need in my circles, who do I need in my field of advisors. Now, we talked about the past one, and let me ask you about where you are today. And again, this is not a question about projects, products, company, or so, it's about your journey. When you look at where you are today, what's an area where you think you can grow? This is an area where you think you want to put effort in to develop yourself, to find your next evolution.
It's a good question. Um, I think um, I I need to grow my if I need to give you only like a one or two areas that I can grow. Probably one of them will be to have better interaction with new network, because when you know me, you can see that I am open, I am a friendly guy.
Mm-hmm.
However, for me, it's so complicated trust. It's like I I can be friendly, but take you like my friend, or take you like I can trust in my business with you, is complicated. And sometimes when you are running new contacts, you need to be more open in terms of
Mm.
generate um, quick relations
Mm-hmm.
between people. And probably this is one of the things that I need to improve. And like soft skill, but not related to how friendly I am. It's more related how I take some approach about new people. And the other point that I will say that I need to grow will be in finance. Because, of course, I know the, the standard finance, but when you are running things in parallel
Mm-hmm.
and you need to evaluate companies every day and opportunities every day, you know, I would like to increase my expertise um, with like evaluating
Got it. Yep.
finance of
Yep.
other companies, my internal finance, how you can build companies in different
Yep.
jurisdiction, taxes, all this kind of thing that
Mm.
come including with venture capital firms, all this
Mm-hmm.
kind of business that is not only running your business, it's
Yep.
more, like top finance. I
Got it.
think um, this is something that in a short period of time I want to
Yep.
grow in these two areas.
Yep. Got it. Now let's take a look into the future, maybe 3 years, 5 years down the road. If we were to have the same conversation in a few years' time, Juan, what do you think might have changed about your perspective? What might have changed about the way you lead, the way you look at business? What do you think is different then? And I know we're speculating. I know we don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah, yeah,
Take a
but
step.
yeah, I think is you are trying to put me in a thinking in a thinking. Yeah, and I think in the future, if I see me, if I remember how I was 10 years ago or 5 years ago,
Uh-huh.
you know, it's like you are growing every time, and you
Right.
see
Yep.
how you see everything is completely different when you are passing years, and my probably I will be more relaxing in terms of deliverables
Mm.
because I am so strict in terms of my team, how my team need to work. Because it's like I am strict and I want to be perfect in all things that I am doing, and my team need to be the same.
Okay.
And probably when you are older and older, you are more flexible.
Yep.
This is one thing that probably I will change in the next 3 to 5 years.
Neat. Very neat. Hmm.
Yeah,
Because
and
being a perfectionist is really hard on the team, right?
yeah, yeah. If you speak with my team, they will say Juan is hard.
Yeah.
It's friendly and hard
Yeah.
together. And the other point that I think in the future, I want to be more helpful to other entrepreneurs.
Okay.
You know, I want to help people that they are in the same situation that I have been in the past.
Hmm.
You know, I had luck in different points because during my career I had like advisor or people that help me a lot and bring me their know-how to be better. Because I am engineer, I am industrial engineer,
Hmm.
I am a technical guy. However, when you are a executive, this is only a small part of your business.
Hmm.
And you know of course, I am grateful with different advisors that have been part of my career. Like, for example, Isidoro, that was uh, the first president of Ontech. And he helped me a lot to understand finance, to understand how you need to handle um, one international company.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that this kind of lack is not easy to take during your career. And if I can help people to run or to bring them ideas or to give them my experience and my mistakes to avoid this kind of mistake again, I am more than grateful to help, because to the future, I don't care about money. I don't care about how important I can be in other sense.
Mm-hmm.
I want to sleep well during the night,
Yeah.
helping people, and seeing that other young entrepreneurs or not young, they are taking their dreams
Yeah.
like I have done. And this in my mind is the key point that I want to do in the next 5 to 10 years.
Got it.
Is more help others
Yep.
than increase my my pocket, or
Mm-hmm.
you know
I
have
hear
more
you.
things. For sure,
Yep.
I will have more things,
Yep.
but this is not my top priority in terms of how I want to fill my soul.
Yep. Yep. That makes sense. It also fits in perfectly with what you said much earlier. Work for your dreams and not for the money. Fits in perfectly with that. Yeah. Let me ask you a last question, Juan, and then we'll wrap it up. When you look at what other tech executives are doing, when you look at some of the peers that you have or what you read about, what's some advice you would give them? What is something that you think they maybe should do differently or they should handle in a different way? What advice would you give them?
Depending on the company and the expertise that they could have, um, there are few things. But if I can give you few examples, one of the keys, especially with tech companies, will be IP.
Okay.
Because normally when you are running a company, IP is, the patents and all the process to protect your innovation or your work is expensive. You can't see the real value of that quickly. It's like, you need to pay for something that will be necessary in the future, if
Maybe.
will be
Mm-hmm.
necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And normally if you need to reduce costs, this is the first thing that you reduce. And this is the fair wrong thing that you can do. And this is one of the uh, things that I can advise, how you can build your IP structure to be successful. And especially when you are selling to big tech, or when you are selling services, products, technology, is critical how you have structure your IP. And the second thing will be evaluate how you are building your team and how the operation have been done. Because sometimes you are draining a lot of time in things that are not relevant, and sometimes you are crossing things relevant like quickly. And this combination is critical, and you need to have a system for the operations to control all parameters in your organization. And this is another key point that normally when you are running a company, you only want to build your product, you only want to build your solution and go to investors, but you are not thinking that if the pillars are wrong, it's impossible to grow. And this is another key point.
Yeah.
And the third one, in my opinion, is the team.
Okay.
Because when you are running a company, typically you find your friends, you find people around you, and you say, yeah, you can work with finance, you can work with other things around administration, sale, blah blah blah, and all of them are your friends. You know, this is the big mistake. And you know, in the company that I am working with, we try to eliminate this kind of correlation. You know, if you are working here, you never can say, okay, I have my wife available, she can start working with us. No, never.
No.
Because you know, this kind of relation always is a problem, now or in the future.
Yeah.
And I think these three things are the key points. Of course, if we have more time, we can, you know, go deeply of things. But in general, I think with these three pillars, you can start.
Got it. Great advice. And many of those things make a lot of sense for most companies. I really like the future-looking IP protection, right? Many people are stuck, even tech executives are stuck in the present, dealing with the immediate needs, and it's important to look further into the future, what might make sense there. Juan, it's been
especially when you are the CEO, because you know, if you are the CEO,
of course, who else should do it, right? That's your job, looking into the future. Yeah.
Exactly.
Juan, it's been a real pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and telling us what you've learned on that.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and it was a pleasure.
Awesome. Everyone else out there, make sure to like, subscribe, and most importantly, join us again for the next podcast of the Top Innovator Series. And until then, keep your brain cells active because it matters.